been the key this year, Chris? You're a plus 16 over last year already in the wins category. What's been the key?
I think a combination of things. I think we're a more talented team. I think our players are in a better position than they were last year, and we have great leadership in the clubhouse with Terry and the coaching staff. So the players and our coaches deserve a ton of credit for going out there and competing and persevering over 162 games. Going back to when you got Terry Francona to come here to Cleveland, he's been everything and then some, probably in the running for Manager of the Year in the American League. When you got him to believe in what you were trying to do here, did you expect this quick of a turnaround with Terry? It was hard to say. I mean, I knew, and we were very... Now, we mentioned Terry Francona in the offseason. You went out, you brought him in, which may be the key move to all of this, but you also went out, you bring in a Nick Swisher, a Rayburn, some right-handed bats. And when I was doing my radio show, I was begging for some right-handed bats. You guys went out, and you loaded up this offseason, a surprise, a Jan Gomes from the right-hand side. And now you're 30-20 against left-handed starters this year as opposed to 18-35 a year ago. So how important was that for you to address that in the offseason this year? Yeah, I heard Sandy talking about it yesterday, his footwork, his release time, and his want to gain knowledge and practice and execute. He works as hard as anybody on this baseball team. And when given the opportunity, when Marson went down, you hate to see somebody go down with an injury, but when given the opportunity, as we see the big play from last night, he's taken full advantage of it. What have guys like a Jason Giambi and a Nick Swisher meant to this team away from the field, in the clubhouse, on the plane, traveling all across the country with a young team that maybe hasn't been through some of these pressure-packed situations like they have? Now, we talked a little bit about Ubaldo Jimenez. He's carrying your team right now as the ace of this staff while Justin Masterson recovers from injury. He threw a bullpen today. What can you tell us about where Masterson is at right now? He felt great. We appreciate the time, Chris. Thanks so much. Best of luck the rest of the way. My pleasure, Kenny. Thank you. Chris Antonetti, the general manager of your Cleveland Indians, stopping by here to join us on All Bets Are Off. When we return, we'll take your phone calls at 866-786-8551. Also, check this out. Dave Burba, Corey Snyder, blasts from the past. Former Indians going to stop by as well. All that when we return here on Sportstime Ohio. 12 possible first-round picks between those four teams. Michigan State's got a couple on there. Gary Harris, Payne. Add them to the list. Kentucky's entire roster practically is in consideration for first-round status. Jabari Parker is phenomenal. What you saw him do inside, outside, the first half he dominated. And then give Wiggins credit. Andrew Wiggins, they were saying in the first half he wasn't doing much. He was in foul trouble. And then what happened down the stretch? He hit the step-back jumper that put him up. He had a three. He was the difference late in the game, and Parker fouled out on the breakaway by who? Andrew Wiggins. So here's the thing, Bruce, which is sad. I go back to a couple of years ago when they drafted Kyrie and when they drafted Tristan Thompson. I loved the Kyrie pick. That, to me, was a no-brainer. The Tristan Thompson pick, I had some issues with because, like our one caller said, they need a shooter. They still don't have one, so I would have went in a different direction there. But then Anthony Davis, that's the year you wanted the #1 pick. The Cavs didn't get it, unfortunately. Then last year, you didn't want the #1 pick. They tried to trade it. They settled for Anthony Bennett. Now he's not even in the rotation. If there's a year you want to be in the top 3, it's this coming draft. And I don't want to, have the rebirth of Apbith, another ping pong ball in the hopper. I don't want to do that, but boy, this would be the year if you wanted to. I'm hoping, though, the Cavs make the playoffs. And Mike Brown told me the other night, even with the slow start, he still thinks they can make the playoffs. And as of today, even though they're under 500, they're tied for the 8th spot.
There's only 4 teams in the country.
A lot of kids coming out of high school will go to play for a coach, maybe more so than the school. And the fact that Nick Saban is at Alabama, they're going to play for Nick Saban. If Nick Saban was at LSU winning, they'd go play for Nick Saban at LSU. You look at basketball, guys go to play for Coach K at Duke. Kids go to play for Coach Izzo at Michigan State. Today's youth, yes, they look at the school and they may have some allegiance because they grew up there and everything. But if you're a top flight recruit, you're looking to go to a top ranked team, a team that has a chance to win a national championship. championship and then the best coach amongst those teams. And the other point to that, Bruce, you were talking about Ohio and Pennsylvania. They used to be 1-2 or 2-3. They have fallen behind Texas and Florida and California. Throw Georgia in there now. South Carolina. I mean, they've fallen behind a lot of those states now as far as ranking the best high school kids coming out playing football, whereas your point is well taken in basketball. They are right up there. The Midwest states are right up there.
Go ahead, because
I was looking at, it's funny he brought that up, Bruce. I looked at his numbers today. He's averaging 94 yards per game receiving. He has 4 touchdowns, almost 19 yards per catch. He's a big play guy, but I agree with the caller. The light bulb doesn't always stay on. It flickers at times, Bruce, and other times it goes off totally. I was thrilled that nothing happened over the bye week with Josh Gordon. He was able to make it through the bye week without incident. My biggest concern isn't during the season with Josh Gordon, because he's going to give you those games where he wows you, and then other games he's a head scratcher. But it's the offseason that is the biggest concern. He needs to be mentored, tutored somehow so he doesn't go down that path that Randy Moss did, where he doesn't play every down and takes a play or two off, and whether that's blocking or running the route completely or catching the football in traffic.
Wester Heide will look to sweep the pair and get Capital to within 7, and he does with 10 seconds left. Krakowiak with 4 seconds. Krakowiak stops, pops, got it! Cool, calm, collective Krakowiak drains a triple at the buzzer and gives Baldwin Wallace a 40-30 halftime lead.
You know, there's just something.
Is Barry Sanders the number 1 choice?
Barry Sanders is not your average back.
Did he play in the AFC or NFC?
Who's number 1? Tell me who's number 1. Loved watching him play. You wanted to see him touch the ball because you're waiting for the big play to happen. Who's he going to make miss? Is he going to jump over somebody? Is he going to go around somebody? He was one of those highlight-type running backs. Is Timmy Smith on this list?
The single-game rushing leader in Super Bowl history.
That's got to do it.
He had one great game, right? One game does not a top 10 spot make. Roger Craig was a running back who wasn't great at one thing. He was very good at a lot of things. I am surprised by the halfback option as the number 1 trick play. I thought the flea flicker would be the number 1 trick play. It was classic TV. It was classic Sam Weiss.
I'm sure Paul was somewhere.
Sam knew exactly what he was doing, and it was good for the rivalry. To this day, when his name is mentioned, Browns fans have things that I can't say here that would get bleep, 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 bleep all the time.
The number 2 trick play of all time. The tackle eligible. Number 2.
People like to see big fat guys score touchdowns. They do. Let's be honest. This is their one chance to shine. They sneak out there. Nobody's expecting it.
Built like a Mack truck.
Here was this bruising back that was perfect for the Steelers offense. You talk about a perfect fit, hand in glove. My goodness, it didn't get any better than that. Hines Ward epitomizes Pittsburgh Steeler football. It's hard to imagine there are 4 Steelers better than Jack Lambert. He sent his message by kicking the guy in the groin.